are you guys doing? What's up? Ohaku da yo. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing da yo? Hi, I'm gonna put you guys on top of everything so I can see everyone. Hi, I missed you guys too. I'm still somewhat recovering, so my voice is still not perfect. I'm sorry. My throat is not the best still, but it's getting better. I'm less big nose here. Let me get a proper. So since I was sick, I didn't get to do a PowerPoint like I wanted to. So we're doing this in Paintilside. I like having a scheme, a little thing to show you guys while I explain things. So we're doing this with Paintilside. I'll be drawing at the same time to explain what I mean by stuff. But hi! Welcome to YouTube. Question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. More question marks. Plenty of question marks. What the hell is YouTube? What is a YouTube? Can you eat it? What is a YouTube? Can you eat it? This is the theme of today's discussion. It's not. I'm lying. It's not. It's not. I'm lying. So, today we're doing a How to YouTube stream. The reason for this is because, as we all know, Twitch has been a little bit, Twitch has been a little bit Twitch, and I see a lot of people questioning if they should move to YouTube, and my answer is yes. I mean, what? What? No, my answer is, you should make an informed decision on if you want to move to YouTube or not. And I want to help people have more information, because YouTube is very daunting to a lot of people. The first thing I hear about YouTube, whenever that conversation is brought up, is that it's really, really daunting, and people are like, oh, but should I, won't I, like, completely break my growth? Because I've heard people who are like, oh yeah, I had to move to YouTube for one reason or the other, and I felt like it completely fricked up any chance I had to grow. And so yeah, I want to talk about YouTube so people have a better idea of what YouTube requires. I am by no means a big lady. That's such a way to say it. However, I do think I have quite a lot of YouTube experience. And there's a lot of advice I can give that I just don't apply because I'm a lazy butt. It's in the title, it's in the, it's in the description. I am lazy. I don't always apply the advice that I should apply, but it is also because I'm not specifically trying to make a living off of this anymore. And so I have decided that there's some stuff I don't care about. However, I know some people would really, really, really like some advice on how to YouTube if they've already taken the decision, or should they pick YouTube. But before we start, first thing first, you are free to ask any questions you have during this. I asked people to send me their questions on Marshmallow or on Twitcha, with a preference for Marshmallow, because Marshmallow lets me make sure I don't miss any question. But I am more than happy to answer any question you have on stream as well. So that is the thing. Whether you're a content creator or not. What is your question, no Axel of the Pond? What is your question? Will that be on the test? Yes, please take notes. Please take notes. I will do a test at the end. So let's put on screen what we're talking about. Theme number 1. I'm gonna be showing examples, by the way, and they're gonna be my own YouTube channels, maybe with an S. Because I don't want to show other people's stuff. I feel like it's disrespectful. And I didn't really ask anyone if they were okay with providing examples. We're not gonna do that. General VTubing, women. General VTubing and streaming and YouTube questions. Here. Okay. Here you go. Let's put it here. Put it here, because that's what we're doing right now. Hi! Hello, Spider! Hello, Spider! How you doing? So we're gonna start with that, because I had a lot of questions that were not necessarily just aimed at YouTube. But sometimes you said VTubing. So we can start with that, Dio. We can start with that. Okay, so the first question was... I'm just gonna copy it on screen. It's gonna be easier. I don't want to have to write it. I don't want to have to write it. I don't want to have to. I am lazy. I am lazy. I am so lazy. Here. So the first question. Should anyone... Sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm... This is so prepared. See, first tip, be prepared for stuff. Don't be like me. I wanted to prepare for this more. I wanted to have like a really cute PowerPoint with a lot of stuff that looked really well organized, but I felt like I didn't have time to do that because I wanted to do that yesterday and then I was sick. And today I was also sick and I felt better in the afternoon, but I was like, okay, well, you know what? It's fine. I'll just prep like the general ideas, like the general stuff we're gonna talk about, and you know, let's go Weeball. Frick it, Weeball, you know? So, should anyone ever give up their studies to pursue VTubing streaming? Because it's kind of impossible to do both at the same time, no? My answer to this... I said my answer to this... No! No! Don't do that! Not immediately, at least. If you're starting VTubing, do not, and I repeat, do not abandon your job or your studies, okay? Unless you are starting to make per month enough to live for 4 months. Because streaming is incredibly unstable money-wise. Incredibly unstable money-wise. Okay? And you can take that from the ex-NEET who did do streaming at some point for a living. It was not enough for a living when you're like mid-sized. You have to be incredibly big to live off of it. Incredibly big might be a little bit of a stretch, but somewhat big. Somewhat big. If you are like me, a two view person, you're probably not gonna make a living off of it immediately, and you do not want to abandon any other stuff you have, unless, you know, multiple reasons. Unless you don't have a choice and like you can only do stuff from your house. Well, you can try to do, you know, VTubing as a job, unless you're already making enough to sustain yourself. You know, all these exceptions. But if you are just starting out and you want to grow, do not abandon your studies and your job. Do not. Do not. It works for some people. It has worked out for some people I know to just leave behind their job. But that is not the majority. That is not the majority. That is not the majority of people. And you want to make sure you are safe, first and foremost. That's my answer. No. Unless you're already big, or you don't really have another option because you're getting laid off or whatever, I would not abandon. Like, if you decide that you're in a good enough position for yourself, that you want to spend like a year on VTubing and try to see where it goes and not do anything else than that, that's fine. But if you are not in a financial position where you can afford not to have a job for a year, just don't, okay? If you can afford it, then sure, because you will you do this right, and if you put your time into VTubing as you would with a job, then yes, you will definitely grow more. If you don't have a job and you only do VTubing, then if you have other stuff to go with it, because other stuff is extremely tiring. Hello, hi, it's me, I'm the problem. But if you do not have the financial position right now to do that, just don't. And you can still absolutely grow while having a job, okay? You can still do it. You can still do it. I believe in you, okay? You still do it. You can still do it. It will require, if you're here to grow, and that is valid, by the way. That is extremely valid. People, I know there's like this discourse of like people who were like, oh, you shouldn't start VTubing because you want to grow and be popular. And to an extent, yes, you shouldn't start VTubing just because you want to be popular and grow. You have to actually like VTubing in the first place, or streaming in general. I'm talking about VTubing because I'm a VTuber, but this applies to streaming as well in general. And content creation as well. You should start content creation because you like it. If you don't like it, there's no point to it. But it's okay to want to grow. I think it's completely fine. You're schmoo and you're good. It's okay. Where was I going with that? I forgot. I forgot what I was about to say. And this is why you take notes, everyone. So hi Radio, hi Archon, hi everyone. I'm sorry, I got very engrossed in my own speech. So yeah, it's okay to want to grow. But if you want to grow and you have a job at the same time, it will you guys don't realize how much I move my hands when I do these speeches, and I just yeeted my pen. I just yeeted my pen. My pen. Okay, teacher yeeted her pen. Anyway, you will have to work harder than if you, didn't have something else at the same time. You will have to work on weekends, and you will have to be okay with sacrificing a lot of free time to work on stuff. But if you like what you're doing, it's fine, right? And sometimes, if you really want to, like, make it, and I mean really make it, you might have to do stuff you don't like. That is something I have personally decided not to do anymore. I know that I'm sacrificing views and you people discovering whatever. I know that, but I have decided that for my own mental health, I don't want to do stuff I don't want to do anymore. So, but if you want to grow, sometimes you will have to, like, I don't know, work on editing stuff, and like if you're not into making, you know, clips and other contents in streaming, you will have to do it because you can't grow without it. Or at least it's not you can't grow, but it's really hard and it's gonna be much longer. Write that down. Successful VTubers throw pens. Exactly. Please keep calling me a successful VTuber. It makes my ego really big. So that's my answer to this. Since those are medals, I don't know who asked the question. I hope that helped. So that's the first general VTubing question I was asked. Hi Albino, how you doing? How you doing? What's up? Hi Nori! Lunch is Nori. Hi Nori. Hello. Okay, so that was the first question I got asked. Hi Haz, hello, how are you doing? Beautiful little baby. It's my little baby. It's my little baby. So, there was a question completely unrelated to this, but I'm gonna use it as an example. So someone asked me a question that was more like on my own personal journey rather than advice or wanting some tips. But I'm gonna take it as an advice I can give you guys. If I can do that. Here you go. I'm new here. Where did you get your name from? So that question, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it may not seem relevant, but it actually is. Because I can make anything relevant with the power of improv. So, my name is AkuNEET. To actually properly answer the question, my name is AkuNEET because when I started streaming as Aku, I was a NEET. And that's where I got the name. Yeah. I am an ex-NEET now, but I keep the name because, and here we go, VTuber YouTube Talk. it's really good for branding because it's like recognizable. It rolls off the tongue, it's recognizable, it's, you know, it's really easy to remember. And if you see AkuNEET, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's that person! You know? It's important to have, a username, a name that people will remember. Corpos can get away with having first name, last name, but usually they have, like, some kind of pun in their name, something that makes them recognizable immediately. But if you're new to this, and you don't want to go full idol, I'm like half idol personally. I'm on the half idol spectrum. I really love the idol feeling of VTubing, but I also not perfectly idol. And I went with a more of a username name for VTubing than a real name, if it makes sense. Because a username, a stage name, if you will be more easily remembered than if I was called, I don't know, Aku Purple, Aku Violet. I don't know. Like, Violet is still like it kinda still helps because it's still like an English word. It's just like it's still kind of memorable. So what would be, I don't know, oh yeah, really bad one. Here you go, Aku Kuroshimi, right? That would be so edgy and everything. That'd be so edgy. That would not be recognizable at all. I don't know if there's a lot of Akus in there, but there's probably a lot of VTuber Akus. I don't know. I haven't really checked. But if you think about it, and someone goes like, "Oh, hey, have you seen the Aku stream?" Okay, which Aku? Oh, is it Aku like Kuroshimi? Aku Kakoi? I don't know, like, you know, all those similar looking names. People are gonna be like, oh, wait, it's dot, you know? Like, if you have a good branded name that's easily recognizable and very different from other people, you're gonna stick out more and people are gonna have an easier time remembering you, finding you. And also, it's much better if you're being searched on the internet. If you're being searched on the internet, that is pretty cool, yo. It's really cool to have a nice little name that can't be confused with something else. Hi, Visarius! If there are you, my favorite Aku. Oh, you guys are so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I mean, Nori, your name is recognizable, so you're good on that. Your name is pretty recognizable because it's more of a username. So you looked out on that. Haztur, props to you. Your name is extremely recognizable as well. So props. Had to do a search before I used this name. Yeah. I have looked out in the past with some other content creation names I've used. Because they were just random usernames, but since they were random usernames, they were also really recognizable, so that was fire. So yeah, that's why I picked that name. At the very start, before this channel started, I was hesitating between 3 names actually. So we had AkuNEET, which is the one I ended up picking, and which is the one people were telling me I think they were the least fan of? I'm not even sure. We had AkuNEET, Lazy Aku, and Poke Aku. Poke Aku got eliminated because I knew I wouldn't just do Pokemon. At some point, I considered doing just Pokemon, and I was like, nah, I know myself. I'll talk about this later on niches, but I can't just stick to one subject. I know myself. I have reading ADHD, so I eliminated Poke Aku, and Lazy Aku felt less good than AkuNEET. So AkuNEET it was because also the pun is really funny, and Aku comes from Akuma because I am basic. So, so here you go for the full origin. But yeah, so you want a name that has good branding and that is easily recognizable. Because we have Aku for demon, and because I'm Aku, that's my name, and then NEET because at the time I was a NEET. Now I'm next NEET. Still counts. The shape-shifting master being a little sister is me! Should have been Akuimoto. No, that would not have been good. That does not roll off the tongue. But yeah, so you want a username that sticks out, basically, and that people can easily search and recognize. Have I said that enough times? Did you get that in your little head? It is recognizable, but it is hard to search. I will agree, Nori. I will agree, and it's hard to say. No, North of a strat. Okay, no, it's not that hard to say, but it's still recognizable. That's like the very first thing, because honestly, once you're being searched, what's important is that there's no other username or product or whatever that can be confused with your username. That's what I mean by searchable. More than easily typable in a search bar. And completely, like, rememberable. It's like, if someone searches you, at that point they already know you. But they're gonna, or like, they've heard of you and they have, like, the name to search you. And they need to not, like, find other topics, you know, and other people or whatever. So if someone is like, another good example, again, I'm taking myself because I don't want to take other people as an example. So if I sound like I keep talking about myself over and over and over and over, that's why. I'm not just an extremely egotistical person. There's a reason for me talking about myself, is because I don't want to talk about other people when I don't have permission. So let's say someone finds out about me on, I don't know, Reddit. I've posted on Reddit before. They saw me on Reddit that other day and they were like, oh, I'll Google them when I get home. I'll Google them when I get home. If I'm named AkuNEET, they're probably gonna have a really easy time remembering that and searching it up. If I was named Aku something something, they would probably either remember my first name or my last name, and they would search one of these. And then they wouldn't find me. So that's what I mean by searchable, you know? Because they would find like a shit ton of other Akus, probably, or other, I don't know, Violet. I don't know what the a bad last name could be right now. I don't have a good idea, but you get what I mean. Hi, Mom! I could have gone longer, but I was starting to tire my throat. Instructions unclear. Found Uka's channel. Okay, I want to spoil something. It's for educational purposes. This is also right here a really good name. This is a really good name as well. I'm like really, you know, propping myself, but again, this is a really good name because it's a pun. It also has really good branding, and it's like a username, Manheraku, right? And it really rolls off the tongue. So here you go. If you want, like, if you're thinking about starting content creation, or you want to like rebrand or whatever, it's like my type of examples on what you can do to stick out in terms of names. I really like that username. I'm incredibly proud of it. I'm incredibly proud of it. I'm incredibly proud of it. Now don't search that on YouTube. There's nothing there yet. Yet. So that was for that question about names. See, the power of improv is crazy. Power of improv, everyone. Power of improv. Okay. So, next question. And again, don't hesitate to ask while we're doing this. I don't mind answering questions. If I need to do this in 2 parts, I'll do this in 2 parts. The goal is to educate. Educate. Okay, so that's the 2 first questions. One question was sent by 2 people, so I'm just gonna take one of them because it's essentially the same question. They both sent the same question with different words, so we're just gonna take one of them. What do you find gets the most views for you most often, and what do you think generally gets people to stick around? So that is, I'm pretty sure, the question anyone that's starting content creation is asking themselves, right? If you want to grow, right? And to that, I will reply, it depends! Whee! It depends! If you're asking me, I can tell you ASMR definitely brings in people. Now, would I recommend everyone does ASMR because it brings in people? No! Absolutely freaking not. You should do something you like. I do ASMR because I like it. I do Pokemon because I like it. See? That's the very important thing. You have to find something you like. Any subject is gonna be of interest to someone. And it's people watching you. You have to remember it's people watching you. And sometimes the subject isn't even interesting to people and you guys are still here listening to me yap. So the subject you pick itself, I mean, it has to be somewhat interesting, but I'm sure some people would like watch me watch a wall drawing with paint if I was talking. Zatsudan streams are just that. Zatsudan streams are just that, which by the way, those are also some streams that perform really well. I'm being really open about these things. I don't mind mentioning it. Zatsudan performed kind of well for me. Because you guys like for me to yap, I guess. So you have to pick a subject that you like. Wish I could get money from watching VTubers. Me too, dude. Me too. Me too. Me too, I wish. Okay, can I get money for watching VTubers? Can I get money for watching Korean dramas? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I think overall, if you're asking what people stick around for, initially it might be a game or something I'm doing. But in the long term, the people who will stick around for multiple months, for years, they're the people who care about your personality and who you are as a person and what you can provide. As a person, not just as a subject. Like, not just your subject, but what you put into the video. You can have two people do the exact same video topic, and one will perform really well and the other not well at all. Because it depends on how they went about it, their personality, and if they, like, interact with their audience in a good way. It's... the subject matters to some extent, but what's most important is how you present the subject. So, if you're gonna do a Pokemon Nuzlocke, really stupid things, and I keep spoiling what we'll talk about later specifically on YouTube, but if you're doing a video on a Pokemon Nuzlocke, and you just title it Pokemon Nuzlocke, versus someone titles it, I don't know, what's a not too clickbaity title? I finally Nuzlocked my favorite childhood game, or whatever, something like that. That tells you a story. I can tell you 100% the person that titled it with the longer title that is more intriguing, that tells a story, is gonna get more people to click than the person who just said Pokemon Nuzlocke. Unless they make it really appealing with the thumbnail. We'll talk about that later. That's not always the best example. No, actually, that is a really bad example. I can say that is a really bad example. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, maybe do that. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it. I don't want to spoil what I'm going to say later because otherwise I'm going to get sidetracked too much. Don't do that. For now. Until I talk about nuances. Until I talk about nuances, don't do that. Hi, Reggie! Hello, how you doing? It is I, Pink Gremlin. Did you have pizza today? So, hi, Art. I do have Riz. Thank you. I have incredible Riz. So, overall, to answer this, in my case, I know what brings in people, but what gets them to stick around is if I'm consistent with some of these things I do. So if I say I like Pokemon, I'm gonna do some Pokemon related stuff, which, for example, I haven't done in a while, and I should do, because some people that were interested in Pokemon are probably gonna start being like, Aku is not doing Pokemon right now, and I don't worship her enough yet. I don't worship Aku enough yet, which is a sin, by the way. You should worship me, but I don't worship Aku enough yet, so I'm gonna zoom out because she's not doing Pokemon anymore. You have to be consistent with what you do. The subject you pick, you have to be consistent with it, but you also have to enjoy it, and your personality will shine through. And your personality and the way you present your content is gonna be what actually gets people to stick around long term. Some people will just watch you for some specific games or subject, but some people will start by doing that and then get attached to you as a person. And by attached, I mean to your content. But also parasocially, because, and that is my own opinion. Some of these are gonna be factual tips. Some others are gonna be opinions. This is an opinion. And I'll mention it, but there is inherently, as a streamer, you're always gonna have some sort of parasocial relationship, whether you like it or not. It just has to be controlled. Like, I care about the people in here. You think if one of you like suddenly goes missing, I'm not gonna ask myself questions? I will. I respect anyone zooming. You know, I respect anyone leaving, and I've always said, if you at some point get bored of the content, don't want to watch me, I will never feel angry about it or sad, or I mean a little bit sad to see people go, you know, but I won't ever take it badly or whatever. But it's just like, yeah, we get attached to our viewers, and viewers get attached to the streamers. I get attached to some of the streamers I watch. I get attached to Markiplier. I watch Markiplier. I really like Markiplier. If Markiplier suddenly stopped doing content, I would probably cry. Just like I did when my Oshi graduated. Fucking hell. just like I did when my Oshi graduated. And then she came back, so now I'm happy again. But, she ungraduated. Long live EO. But, yeah. I'm okay. I'm going through a lot of feelings because my Oshi is back. Just to still my die. I mean, sometimes you gotta wonder, right? Sometimes you gotta wonder. And if I disappeared all of a sudden, people would probably wonder where the frick is Aku? Where the frick is Aku? Is she okay? And that's normal. That's normal. Also, hi, Saint. I forgot to say hi to you because again, I was really engrossed in my own speech. I love listening to myself talk. I'm so egotistical. Anyway, so yeah. Takeaway from this: pick one or multiple subjects you like. It can be specific games if you think you're gonna be able to really hammer on those games without getting tired of it. So, for example, I could have chosen to do Pokemon only and maybe Pokemon and ASMR or whatever. I decided not to do that for my own mental health, but like, if you're a fan of Pokemon as well and you think you can do only Pokemon content, then go for it. So you pick a niche. Can also be a little bit broader. So, for example, retro games. It's something I'm kind of currently slipping in slowly because I want to start doing more retro stuff because I've watched a lot of Ross's Game Dungeon and I've really been enjoying it. And I wanna try out a lot of retro games. So, you know, you can have like broader niches, but what's important is that you do pick a subject you can be consistent with. It doesn't mean that if you pick variety, you can't grow. That is a lie. It's harder to grow, but doesn't mean you can't grow. But you do want to pick like general subjects you can be consistent with still. And you want to be consistent when you stream. Like, if you're streaming a game, you don't want to be streaming it every 3 weeks or so. You want to be streaming it at least once a week, and maybe even multiple times a week. So yeah. That's for the subject. But what will get people to stick around in the long term, if you're consistent enough, is your personality. You want people to stick around for you as a person, more than for the games. But you will have, inevitably, you will have people sticking around just for games. And that's okay. That's okay too. But just, yeah. Pick a subject, be consistent, and let your personality shine, Dale. Also, hi, Bolts! How you doing? What's up? What's up, Daya? What's up? I don't know if you sent the question through models or not. Just let me know if you did, and which one it was, because we already answered like one or two before this. But yeah, and if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask them in the chat as we go. Try to keep them on the main topic that you can see up there, so I don't get too derailed because I have like raging ADHD. But I'm here for Tuttle. We are all here for Tuttle. We are all here for Tuttle. We are all here for oh, look at the baby. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. It's okay if you didn't submit anything. Just feel free to ask any question you have, like, at any point. If you have any question, feel free to. I'm working on YouTube and I'm always looking for more knowledge. Let's go! I'm gonna share a lot of like personal knowledge I've slowly gathered over the year. So it's not your typical how-to YouTube. I'm more like answering your guys' question and then going to some specific points. If you guys have questions on how YouTube works, like technically, you know, like how to start a stream, stuff like that, either I'll send you guys some really good videos that explain it, or I'll do like a brief explanation. But I'm more on like it's like a slightly more advanced course, if you will, but I don't mind answering any questions you guys have. I'm not gonna mention it myself, but if you guys have questions, I'll answer them, okay? It's okay, and no question is a bad question. Feel free to ask any question. You will not be judged. It's okay. If you feel like it's a dumb question, it's probably not. I had a teacher who always said that if, yeah, as a NEET, I had a teacher, shut up. No, but I had a teacher who said that there's no question that's a dumb question, because if you're asking yourself that question, there's probably other people who are asking themselves that question. So yeah, it's not that complicated, I promise. It's not that complicated. So yeah. Would you recommend simul streaming or having dedicated YouTube streams? Oh, I'm so glad you asked this, because this is one of my points. This is one of the things I want to talk about. This is one of the things I want to talk about. I'm so happy you asked that. I'm so happy you asked that. Okay, so we have a whole dedicated YouTube versus Twitch thing. So for that second question, I'll keep it for that part of the stream. Now when it comes to simul streaming or having dedicated YouTube stream, I'm gonna give you guys my favorite answer. Can you guess what I'm gonna say? Can you guess what I'm gonna say? It depends! Okay, so if you're just starting streaming, you are a small streamer, you have like maybe 5 average, you know, whatever. It's a general number, it can be around that. You just started. I heavily think, unless you're not sure, let's take it from the top. Okay, let's do a shema. It'll be easier to show you guys. Okay, should I multi? Should I simulcast? Should I simulcast? Okay. So, first question you're gonna have to ask yourself. First question already is, why do you want to simulcast? Is it because growth? Or is it because not comfy with current? I really write badly. I hope that's somewhat readable. Not comfy with current platform. Hi, Alex! How you doing? So, why do you want to simulcast? Is it because you want to grow? Or is it because you're not comfy with current platform? If it's this one, yes, simulcast. Your mental health comes. Okay, if your goal is not necessarily to like grow whatever, simulcast. Please just take care of your mental health. If the platform you're on currently feels like it's not for you and you're having a hard time on it, and I'm speaking from experience, try simulcasting to see how you feel about another platform. Do it. Honestly, do it. Just try it, and I think that's fine. Or you can also try doing like dedicated streams, but if you're like, oh, I don't have like that much time to stream, let's say you can only stream 3 times a week, and you're trying to grow, and you know that 2 times a week is a little bit too little to grow, and you can't just afford to have like a dedicated YouTube stream and not do like one more Twitch or whatever, do simulcast. Go for it. Try it out. See if you prefer YouTube. Go for it. If you're trying to grow, then it's a bit more tricky. It's a bit more tricky. Oh, I love nuanced answers. You guys know how much I love my nuance. Hi, Nyx! I love you, Nyx! How are you doing, Nyx? What's up? So should you simulcast? Now, the questions you're gonna have to ask yourself. Let me get, because I made a little bit of a how do you call that? A little bit of a yes or no question on this. Yeah, so let me try to get that. Okay. I think ultimately, my first answer is gonna be, if you feel like you want to try it out, you're not gonna hurt your channel by doing it. You're not gonna hurt your main channel by doing it unless you do it really badly. But first, so multi-streaming has advantages and disadvantages. This is why you need to like really think about how you're gonna go about it. If you want to grow, are you small bean? Let's say 5 average, around there. Just starting. If you are a small bean that is just starting, you've never streamed before, you're like still really small, like, and 5 is not even that small, but let's say you're like just enough for affiliate or just under affiliate. No, I don't think you should multi-stream unless you're not sure of the platform you want to be on. I think as a small, you probably want to like either immediately pick a platform, simulcast if you're not fully sure, or try a dedicated YouTube stream. You can go about it however you want. But if you already know which platform you prefer, if you've already decided I prefer this platform, I don't think you should simulcast, and I'll explain why in a second. Now, if you're a bit bigger, I think there are some advantages. Yes. So bigger fry, bigger fish. You're a bigger fish. Yes, if. Yes, if. And no, if. So what are the ifs? Simulcasting can be really good for growth if you understand what platform you're on. Yeah, nuance is good, and I love nuance. I don't think you can just give advice and not think of all like the other possibilities. The problem with platforms, and let's be honest, most people are either on Twitch or YouTube. I know there are other platforms, but I'm going to talk about these two because it's the two I know best, and because it's the two biggest ones. If you're on Twitch and YouTube, you may have noticed the culture around chats and streams is completely different. It's completely different. It's entirely different. And that is the issue. Because when you simulcast, you're gonna mix the two communities and vibes together. And sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it does not work at all. The problem is a lot of people will, and whether they like it or not, a lot of people will do it subconsciously. They will have in mind which platform is their main one. They will have in mind which platform is their main one. And yes, exactly, Haztur! Exactly, thank you. They will ignore one of the chats. Or not ignore, but pay less attention to it. And their stream will definitely cater to one of the two platforms more than the other. Does that mean they can't grow because of it? No. But I don't think YouTube streams... So, you know how people are telling you you should do stuff on other platforms to grow? YouTube streams, if you do them at the same time as Twitch streams, it's not gonna hurt you too much. But you'd probably better be doing videos if you're trying to grow off of YouTube. If the sole reason why you're trying to simulcast is because you want to have more people in your streams, you'd probably be better off doing videos. You can simulcast if you know you're not gonna ignore the YouTube chat too much. And if you feel like the vibe of your stream can fit YouTube. The differences between... We'll talk about them more. I'll go more on that. I'll go over that a little bit more again when we talk about Twitch versus YouTube. But Twitch is very high on, like, excitability, redeems, and a lot of really good community features as well that I think some of them are missing a little bit on YouTube. I wish we had, like, YouTube raids, maybe, and, like, hype stuff in the chat. I'm really happy we don't have redeems, however. I'm incredibly happy we don't have redeems. Because I freaking hate working with redeems. That's why I'm on YouTube. But Twitch chat has a lot of, like, redeem stuff, big alerts, memes going on screen. You know, like, sometimes, not everyone, but you'll get in, like, a really fun stream. It's, like, it's not for everyone, but, like, it can be a really fun stream. It's, like, there's memes all over the place, and people can, like, put stickers on the stream and stuff like that. And on YouTube, it's way less of a thing. It's not that it never happens. It's not that it never happens, but it's more of a casual... Most of the time, you know, casual, a little bit more laid back, and direct speaking interaction more than chat being able to, like, do something on the stream. So it's completely different vibes. And it's completely different vibes, and you can really see it with, like, someone that is not used to YouTube simulcasts on it. It can be really hard for people to get inside of the thing, because on top of already being the second stream that's gonna be a little bit less looked at, they also don't get any of the interactions that they would on Twitch. And if people are watching you on YouTube, it means they probably don't necessarily want to watch you on Twitch. Some people will watch you from YouTube to Twitch. They will. Again, I'm not saying it never happens, but that's not gonna be the majority of people, because if people are watching you on YouTube and not Twitch, they already don't want to be on Twitch, probably. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people really don't do multi-streaming well either. Yeah. I think it requires a lot of prepping, a lot of making sure both sides are taken care of, and that you can kind of please everyone. And yeah, I know there's a way to do redeems on YouTube, if you have a bot. If you have, like, your Stream Limit or Streamlabs bot, but I don't want redeems. I don't like redeems. I mean, I don't mind redeems like Hydrate or stuff like that, but I'm not big on the redeem side of things, and that's why I'm on YouTube. Woo! Exactly, Nyx. That's the issue. And a lot of people multi-stream on YouTube without also, like, knowing about some YouTube stuff, and they'll have their stream delay, because you can change the delay you have on stream. So right now, I think I'm mostly completely up to speed with you guys, but when you start streaming on YouTube, if you don't fiddle with your stuff, with your settings, you're gonna have a delay of, like, a few seconds, sometimes even more, of, like, you'll see chat before they see you, if it makes sense. It's gonna be really delayed. It's gonna be incredibly delayed, and some people forget to fiddle with that, and that also is very awkward. So yeah, we're doing industry talk today! Yeah! So yeah, overall, extremely nuanced question. To summarize it, if you're a small baby, I don't think it hurts you, but you should probably, like, if you already have a platform in mind that you know you prefer, I would say no. Don't simulcast yet. Put more effort on your current streaming platform and actual other content and streaming outside of Twitch, if it's Twitch. If you're not sure about the platform yet, then it can't hurt you. You can do a little bit of trying it out, either simulcasting or doing, you know, dedicated YouTube stream or whatever. You can try it out. If you're a bigger fish in the ocean, or if you're, like, you know, like, on the middle side, I think if you know that your stream is gonna fit both vibes, and if you know you can pay attention to both communities, I think it's fine. I think it's okay to go for it. if you know that you're not gonna be able to do that, and if you know that the Twitch stream doesn't fit the YouTube stream vibe, I would say probably not. But you can just do, yeah, dedicated YouTube stream, or yeah, simul streams, specific streams. That's okay too, that's completely fine. However, if you're just trying to grow, I mean, there's no little profit. I think it's fine to simulcast, and like, simulcasting is not gonna hurt you, don't get me wrong, it's not gonna hurt you. But it can make your YouTube channel look a little bit messy if it doesn't correspond with the content you want to do on your YouTube channel. Because if you want to grow, YouTube streams are not the way YouTube videos are. And we'll talk about that on YouTube as well. And you can grow with just streams, but it's harder because in the general, I want to say algorithm, but I'll explain why I hate talking about the algorithm later. In the general algorithm, they're gonna show your videos way more than your streams. So if we take ASMR, for example, that does really well for me, my ASMR videos are gonna get way more people to click on them and to view them. The algorithm is gonna give my videos to way more people than they will my streams, even though there's the same content. And it's not necessarily a question of length. It is not necessarily a question of length. Exactly, Bearshow. Exactly. So yeah, I had the experience with both. Where I did at some point only dedicated YouTube stream when I was like, I would have like my Twitch schedule for the week and then Sundays were YouTube. That worked pretty well. And then I simulcasted and it was like, it worked, but also definitely sometimes I know even I missed YouTube chatters. And then honestly, simulcasting and streaming on YouTube made me realize that YouTube was so much better. I mean, what? I'm not biased. Okay, I'm incredibly biased, but no, it was really much better for me mental health wise. So yeah. If someone likes you enough, they'll probably jump ship and join you on your other platform. If they are on the other platform, yeah. If they're not, they will watch you on YouTube, but if your objective is to grow, that's why I meant to say earlier, I kind of did not explain it as well as I wanted to, and now I'm finding the words to. If someone is watching you on YouTube only, but you're trying to use YouTube streams to grow your Twitch streams, it's not really gonna help you. Unless you're trying to get monetized on YouTube, because streams are great to be monetized on YouTube. It's not really gonna help you that much, you know? And you'll see people that have like hundreds of viewers on Twitch and have like 5 to 10 people on YouTube when they simulcast. Because if people are watching them on Twitch, they don't care watching them on YouTube because they get a less good experience on YouTube because they don't get all the redeems and they have a Twitch account, so they better, you know, they just have a better time watching them on Twitch. And the people who watch them on YouTube are not gonna jump ship to Twitch if they don't like Twitch because they want to stay on YouTube. But you're gonna have way less people. It's not gonna have much of a point. It's small growth, but I don't think you should focus too much on it, you know? So it really depends on your situation. Overall, again, it can't really hurt you to do it unless you really hardcore ignore chat and raiders and stuff like that. Then it can hurt you. If you're not like giving enough attention to the second platform you're simulcasting on, then it can hurt you. Because then you build that reputation of not really caring about one of the viewer bases, right? Even if they're small. People on YouTube will see it, right? And I don't think that's good. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's for the simulcasting stuff. There was another question about audio. So I think that maybe I'm gonna have to charge my phone at some point. I think that may be related to the fact that I do ASMR question mark. I'm not sure who asked this again, so I'm not sure who asked this. So I suppose it's related to videos, but I'm gonna give an answer to both. streaming videos. This is very vague, but how do you edit an audio? Like, what's the best way to get a clean audio? It's all in the front. Is it all in the front and in the recording a clean raw, or do you do a lot of post-processing, or both? It's both. If you have a really good environment with a lot of noise reduction, with a good mic, with everything, it helps. However, it's not completely necessary. My environment is not that great. My mic is a Blue Yeti. It's not one of the worst mics out there, but it's not necessarily one of the best mics out there either. And for a real long period of time, I had a Samsung QTU or something that was really old and really freaked up and had a lot of noise coming just from the mic. And it still worked good for recording because I knew how to do post-processing. So if we're talking videos for ASMR, usually this was your question? Okay, perfect, Nori, perfect. So both for stream and recording. So for recordings, usually, it depends on what I'm gonna do with the recording. Let's say if it's for a cover or for ASMR, I'll record everything in Audacity, completely raw. And then I'll do a lot of post-processing, so removing noise. If I need to add reverb for, like, effects, I'll add reverbs. If I need to, like, delete some saturation, like some, like, peaking. It's called peaking in English, not saturation. Peaking. I'll do it at that point. Oh my goodness, my alerts work again! Oh my god, Stream Elements is so back! Welcome, Deathclaw, to the Akulytes. Welcome to the Akulytes. We're so freaking back. Sorry, I'm really excited because it stopped working for like 2 weeks and it made me incredibly sad. So yeah. So that's how I do it. Lots of post-processing. There's a lot of like good tutorials online. I kind of just winged it, to be honest, with a lot of stuff. Also a lot of stuff that I've learned from video editing. I'm not gonna give a lot of tips on video editing today, but we could do that in the future because I'm actually an extremely good video editor. No, but I do video editing. I just don't do it that much anymore. But I could be doing my own video editing. YouTube next? Yeah! I don't understand. The bot wasn't working at all. The bot wasn't even in my chat anymore. It was crazy. So yeah, it's a lot of post-processing for these kind of videos. But having a good environment really helps. It's not fully necessary. You can do wonders with a shitty mic and a shitty environment. So, and Audacity is free, so you can record in that. Sometimes if I'm recording something really fast for like, I don't know, let's say if I were to record a reaction to a Pokemon Direct and I want to make a video out of it, I'll record my reaction with my stream settings. And that's good enough. But if you're trying to do audio work like ASMR covers, you want to record it raw and then post-process. And if you're trying to send your raws to a mixer for a cover, make sure not to do any post-processing. The mixer will do everything for you. Usually they'll tell you what you need to do. They'll tell you, because different mixers work differently. And then for stream audio that you can record with if you're just trying to like record a simple video, if you have your stream audio set up in a good way enough, I think it's probably usually clean enough that you can use it for like random videos. So what I have currently for filters, you'll need to adjust it for yourself, right? I have noise remover, limiter, compressor, and noise gate. And I've adjusted these depending on my own mic. So noise pressure, you know, deletes the noise in the background. Limiter, it makes it so some noises are not detected. Oh wait, no, that's noise gate, my bad. Noise gate makes it so that the small noises are not detected. So that's why you guys can't always hear me burp, because they're too low. And the noise gate stops them, so you can't hear them. Limiter is the other way around. It prevents me from peaking. Compressor, I don't remember what it does. I don't remember what it does because someone helped me set up some filters, so I couldn't even tell you who it was or if it was a tutorial online. I've had the same settings for 3 years. So like 2.5 years, 3 years, so but yeah. And when it comes to ASMR as well, Something I've learned this year actually is that you also want to have a room tone. So when you do ASMR, you're gonna have to like delete the noise in the background because you're gonna do a lot of cuts if you're not like recording it perfectly in the first try and you're like me and you're just doing a lot of like retakes. You're gonna have cuts. You're gonna have room tone. Room tone is basically recording just the ambient noises of a room for a certain set amount of time to put in the video. But you can also get those online. There's a lot of like free room tone noises that you can get for like different environments. And you want to put that in the background because if you don't, the cuts will be really noticeable for the people who listen with higher volumes on. Because you can't fully like remove noise, right? If there's no background sound at all, you can't fully remove the noise. There's always gonna be a little bit of something. And that's why you want room tone. So those cuts are not as noticeable. So yeah. That's for audio. Sorry, I was sniffling. I was getting sniffly. Sorry. Okay, so I think I have answered most of the marshmallow question on this first subject. If you guys have any other general VTube and streaming YouTube questions, please feel free to ask. Now or never. Otherwise, I will be changing the topic to Twitch versus YouTube. Here you go. Twitch versus YouTube. Which one should you pick? Oh my goodness, I'm a new streamer and I don't know which one to pick because they're both great. That's a lie. YouTube is better. I'm sorry, what? I'm so biased. This is a joke, by the way. This is a joke. Different platforms for different people. Twitch didn't even treat me that bad when I was on Twitch. It was really bad for my mental health. I'm gonna explain. Okay, I'm gonna explain. I dropped my pen again. I dropped my pen again. So, YouTube. Let's start with YouTube. I have a favorite child. Like, YouTube. So, the negatives on YouTube. And the positives on YouTube. Okay. So, first, YouTube in negative is, we've talked about it, less community. I can't write. I'm gonna share commune. Interaction. So what that means is you're gonna have less raids. You're gonna have you're not gonna have redeems unless you make them yourselves, but they don't work the same way they would on Twitch. Because like you can make the same thing, but it doesn't feel the same. It's not in the culture. That's what I was talking about earlier. It is not in the culture. Less community interaction. Less raids, less like social interaction as well. I was gonna say less hosts, but I don't think hosting is still a thing on Twitch, is it? Hosting isn't a thing anymore on Twitch, right? So there's that. That's less good. What other? So a big point for people, of course, is monetization is much harder to get. On short term, at least. No, they yeeted that? Yeah, they yeeted that. So monetization is harder. But not impossible. Monetization harder. However, Same. You know, wait, how could I... One... Flat. Much longer and harder, because if you don't know how to do it, you only have 1 year. I mean, 1 year is a lot, but like you only have 1 year to reach the numbers, and then it cycles. Not all of it, but the watch hours slowly cycle. So if you haven't found your footing, it can be hard. It can be an uphill battle, right? One platform. So, you know how when you're on Twitch, people will always tell you you need to do content in other places other than Twitter. I mean, Twitter can be content, but usually Twitter is not going to be converting really well into growth, right? You can have people who have like 30K on Twitter and they have like 10 people on Twitch. That happens. One platform for everything. You can put your videos and your VODs on one platform. That's big. Because you don't need to go through trying to convert people from a platform to another. You're not trying to convert people from going to YouTube to Twitch. You're trying to convert people from going to YouTube to YouTube. And that is much easier than trying to convert people from going to YouTube to Twitch. Again, not that it's not feasible, it's just easier, right? It's not that it's not feasible to do so, because like I know for a fact I have done it in the past, but like it's easier to get people to watch the videos and then show up to the streams. But they'll get your streams recommended to them if they're the same topics as the video. And the second thing is, I have two things. Maybe I'll think of other things, but those are like my main points. The main two things. I'll probably decline it. Moderation, by the way, I'm not gonna talk about, just because both platforms have their ups and downs with how they're moderated. On YouTube, you have the stupid, dumb copyright claims. And on Twitch, you have the stupid bans. On YouTube, you have demonetization. And having to be really wary of, like, some subjects and music you use or whatever. On Twitch, you don't necessarily always have that, but you have, like, you know, unfair modding, like bot raids, stuff like that. So both platforms on that I'm not gonna talk about, because it's ups and downs, it's by phases, and it's not, to me it's not like, it shouldn't be why you pick a platform, right? But I can't show my hips. Yeah, Twitch coverage system. Yeah, not really a thing on YouTube, but YouTube can be very Puritan about some other stuff. Like, I don't know if I can stream some games that I know I could stream on Twitch. So, you know, there's that. But the other big point here... The other big point here is... presence offline. Now, to a lesser extent than videos, but your streams are gonna be recommended to people even when you're not live. You do not need to be live for people to discover you, and that is massive. People will be able to, like, get your streams recommended and then show up to the next one because they saw your stream. On Twitch, don't really have that the same way. Right? Don't really have that the same way. It doesn't mean people can't find you offline, but, yeah. Yeah. Like, I have a lot of people who I see on my... Because I have the stats from where the views are coming. And there's a lot of people who come after the stream is done. So, yeah. YouTube's uncles work around the clock. It does work around the clock. And more... It's not so much that it works around the clock. It's just that it's not made for the same purpose. Twitch is not a offline video website. Really. YouTube is. You know? people go on Twitch to watch people be live. I mean, you can watch VODs too. Again, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but most people go on Twitch to watch people be live. People go on YouTube for both, because YouTube is primarily a video offline website at the base of it, which it does make streaming less good on YouTube than on Twitch in terms of, let me add it actually here. Let me add it here. Moderation tools and other tools. Moderation. Ah! Moderation tools and integrations. So you're gonna have way less good moderation tools and way less integrations with games and stuff like that, because YouTube just does not have these. Yeah. So those are like some big points too that you have to be aware of. The moderation too. I'm so sorry for all of my mods. YouTube moderation sucks. I gotta admit. Fun fact. If I do a YouTube member stream, my mods cannot mod on it unless they have the member role. My mods cannot mod my YouTube member stream if they're not members. Which, it does not make sense. You'd think, oh, but it kind of makes sense because you have to be a member, but it does not, because they're moderators. They should be able to moderate everything. You know? So that's the shitty part. That's the shitty part on moderation, that I really don't like. That is incredibly stupid. That's incredibly stupid. Please change this, YouTube. Please, thank you. Change this. Please change this. I beg. I freaking beg. Please. Please. Let my wrenches do their work. Let my wrenches wrench, please. Let my wrenches wrench, please. Oh, however, quality options. So maybe that has changed since the last time I've been on Twitch, which was it 1 year ago. Wait, no, that was last time actually. That was 6 months ago. Quality options are available immediately on YouTube, and you do not need to restart your stream 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 times to have them on. Because I don't know if you know, but on maybe that changed, but on Twitch, at some point at least, if you were an affiliate and not a partner, let's say you stream in 80p, 1080p, not just 80p, 1080p, but some people can't watch you unless they watch you in 360 or 720. You do not have the guarantee, if you're an affiliate, to have those option of changing the quality when live. On YouTube, you do. Immediately, you always have the option. So, also YouTube does not have a bitrate limit. Or not the same as Twitch, at least. I think it's much higher. I don't know if it's actually, like, sizable enough to care about, though. I would say it's not, honestly. I don't think it's, like, a big important point to talk about here. This is, but the bitrate stuff, it doesn't really matter, because it's not like you need more than 8,000 bitrate anyway. So, yeah. Here, give me a second. I want to be RB, because I need to put my phone on charge. Whee! I also changed the music. Also changed the music dial. Okay, so let's go back to what we were talking about. YouTube versus Twitch. So that's what I have in mind right now for YouTube. Extremely prepared. Let me grab my pen and I'll do Twitch. Yeah. Do I even remember how to do the Twitch logo? Let's see. Sure. This is Twitch. Guys, this is Twitch. Trust. That works. Good enough. Let me move it. Let me move it here. No. No. What works on Twitch and what sucks? And I'm gonna be impartial, I promise. Wait. Everything. I'm joking. Okay. Okay. So, first thing, I mean, you know, opposite of the other, more interactive. Raids are a bigger thing. They're a bigger community thing there. More interactive, you know, opposite of the other, no quality option. With quality option here, it's the opposite, right? The option. Low requirement. Oh, I forgot to mention something actually. Low requirement for monetization, however. I wouldn't really put it in Twitch's bad thing because I think the cut is fine, honestly. However, bigger cut. Ads. I'm putting it in positive. I mean, sure, you can kind of also put it here. But they both have it, so that doesn't count. Why am I putting ads here? Because ads are on both when you're live and when you're not. And that immediately makes it better than Twitch ads. And you get a bigger cut of your monetization, your subs and supa. Not of your ads. I think the ads is like you get 55% for ads, I think. But yeah, still. Well, here you go. Those are also two big points. Let's not lie to yourselves. YouTube ads are better than Twitch ads because usually you can also skip them. They're less long. You know, so I think the ads on YouTube are better and they pay better. I can guarantee you that they pay better. So that's, at least the ads have an actual purpose. That they don't really have as much on Twitch. Right? So, okay. So that's a big one. Low requirement for monetization. I forgot what I was about to say on this. What were my other points? Because I took notes. I don't forget, you know. No presence when not live. You kind of have less control, but not that much. They did take some control away. That's a little bit too bad. So initially you had control on exactly where you placed your ads. If they were in the middle of the video. Now you can ask to have over ads. I mean, yeah, you do have control over ads. You can decide if you want them at the start or not, and if you want them in the middle or not. So when you decide not to have them in the middle, YouTube may still put some at the end. Before that, you had complete control over ads. complete control. You could like put them everywhere, decide not to have them in the middle, only at the start, only at the end, whatever. Now there's a little bit less control. However, I can guarantee you we still have a lot of control, and people telling you they don't is a lie. Is a straight up lie. Cause I could like, let's open a video right now. I don't know. Let's open this video right here. Monetization. I'm not gonna open my screen. So here I am. So I cannot decide if I have a post-roll ad. So those are the ads after a video, which is a little bit annoying. You used to be able to disable those, but I can control if I have mid-rolls or pre-rolls. I can, when I start a stream, I can control if I want a lot of ads, a medium amount, or a very small amount. So I don't have full control on streams. However, on videos, I think if I go on, yeah, if I go on editor, I can add ad breaks wherever I want, and I can pick where they are. So if I do plus here, yep, I can just add an ad break wherever I want. Wherever I want in the video. I decide where it is. So we have a lot of control over ads. A lot of control. And people who are telling you we don't are lying a little bit. We don't have control over some stuff. If a video gets copyright claimed or a stream gets copyright claimed, they may play ads on it that we are not like responsible of. But yeah. Yeah. You're rewarded for playing them manually? Yeah. There's that, but if you're having mid-rolls in a YouTube video, it is intentional. Or the person forgot to uncheck the box, because it is, I think it is checked initially. Because it's like have the mid-rolls enabled initially, and you can uncheck it, and I do that on every single ASMR video, right? If you have a mid-roll in a YouTube video, that means the person either put it there or at least enabled mid-rolls. So there's that. So there's that. But we can put exactly where we want it in the video. So like, let's say I finished, like I'm doing a chapter thing and I have 3 subjects to talk about. I could put it after subject 1 and then after subject 2. It's at the end of every subject. On YouTube, I do not have like the option to launch an ad when I want on stream. That is true. That is correct. That's the one thing Twitch does have over YouTube on ads. Otherwise, their ads are just more sucky, honestly. Okay, let me go grab. Let me go grab. Ad break. Did you know if you remember to? Did you ever find your dad? Thank you, Lindsay, for becoming a member! Thank you, Lindsay, for becoming a member again! Thank you for becoming a member again! Happy 5 months! Happy 5 months! Happy 5 months! Other YouTube streamers don't bother with any of this stuff. I do because I feel like if I make ASMR content and I just put mid-rolls in the middle of the freaking video, it's disrespectful. Because they're meant for people to fall asleep and then they get a loud-ass video. And usually those videos don't get end rolls because YouTube knows to recognize what kind of videos should not get the end rolls. Not always, unfortunately, but most of the time they don't get it. So... yeah. I limit myself to pre-rolls only. Even though that means, you know, less money, but it's a better experience. So that's why I'm really, it's really important for me to like really have a hand on the ads, and I feel like I have a much better hands on my ads on YouTube than I do on Twitch. Another med point is numbers. Number focus. What do I mean by this? The number they show you on Twitch they're always gonna be freaking depressing. Because on Twitch, you have to focus on followers, average, you know? So if your stream performs badly, it's kind of bad. It's not a disaster, but it kind of means you, like, not that it's stream for nothing, because you're supposed to enjoy it, right? But in terms of growth, that stream did not serve any purpose whatsoever in the growth cycle, because it did badly. And it's much easier when you look at the numbers to, in the way they're arranged, you immediately see, like, it can be good for analyzing, and at the same time, I do not think it is. They immediately show you, like, over 1 month, oh, you're going down, and every time you, like, do a stream that performs a little bit more badly, immediately you're gonna see your average on the month dip, and there's this big, like, focus on average viewers, how many people you have. And I think that is a really shitty way to go about it for mental health. On YouTube, the way they show you is they're gonna show you your average, but they're not gonna immediately put it on comparison with your other streams. You're gonna have to go do, like, check that yourself in a little menu and compare it. It has to be a conscious decision of analyzing the data. You actually want to analyze the data. You're not just looking at, like, your general stats. And they're also gonna give you the watch hours and some other stats. And so it never feels like the stream is a flop. Like, I'm not saying that never happens, but not as much. Not as much, and especially when you're in that part of growth where you're not monetized yet. For the tiny people who are feeling a little bit depressed about their numbers, you can always rely on that second number that is hours watched, because you can see the amount of hours that have been watched, and you know, oh my god, that stream served a purpose, because even though it wasn't the best stream ever in terms of, like, people showing up, it still got me a little bit closer to one of my goals. So that really helps, I think, mental health wise. They also really encourage you, or, like, they'll, if a video performs good, they'll, like, really congratulate you. And the one thing though is, your last stream or video will also show up and be compared to other videos on your front page. However, if you stream somewhat regularly, you won't really get to see, like, long-term the little icons that go up or down. That can be depressing if you see them going down compared to other videos, because it only shows up after X amount of hours, and usually, like, you'll already be streaming by then, so yeah. I think number focus on Twitch is poo-poo. It's incredibly poo-poo. It's incredibly poo-poo. Another thing that is better on Twitch, however, is clipping. Now, clipping exists on YouTube. Oh, and downloading. Clipping exists on YouTube, but it's kind of not great, because I can't download natively the clips you guys make. And downloading on YouTube, even if I could, downloading your VODs on Twitch is easy. You get them at the resolution you streamed at. On YouTube, every VOD gets turned into a 720p VOD. So I stream in 1080p, but every YouTube VOD gets turned into 720 in download. So I can't download in HD, even though they're my own stream and videos. So even if I put a video that's 1080p on YouTube, and I want to re-download the video that I put because, like, I lost it and I need it for something, it's gonna be downloaded in 720. That's shit. That is really bad. I'm actually gonna be putting it there. Download. Download. And integration can go here too, because the Twitch integration is kind of good. So of course the other thing is no offline presence. It's just the opposite of YouTube, right? No offline presence. All the options I've put. I don't think. No, I was gonna put something, but no, I don't think it's an actuality. So I don't have that many points that actually keep me away from Twitch, but these two are the biggest one for me. I'm okay with losing all of these. I don't care about this because I can talk to you. Like, I don't care about the more interactive stuff. Maybe the raids, but they're still on YouTube to some extent. And the low requirement, I don't care because I'm monetized on YouTube. I don't care losing these if I can get these. So that's how you make your decision. That's the points I've taken. You can add points to these. That's like the stuff I've really, like, you know, gathered from my own experience. You can add more stuff to this. Here, let me... you can add more stuff to this depending on your own experience, your own things you think about. This is like my own list I made when I was trying to decide. Twitch is a more cohesive streaming community. YouTube is a wider international viewer base. I guess? Question mark? There is definitely a different community. I don't think any of the community is better than the other objectively. Do I think the community is better than the other for some people? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the difference in community can work better with some people than others, right? But I don't think objectively one of the communities is less good. Oh, wait, no, I do have to add something. Less stream viewers. YouTube is not stream based, and YouTube has less people watching streams than Twitch. And that's what I was gonna say earlier. So to me, the big difference between these two is that YouTube is for content creators. This is my opinion. I need to say, because this is my opinion. Right here, this is not objective, probably. This is my opinion from what I notice. You guys can disagree with this, but... Twitch is made for people who want to stream. YouTube is made for people who want to make content in general. Yeah, you're right. My opinions are objective facts. What do I mean by that? YouTube is not made for you if you just want to stream. If you don't want to make videos and you don't care about the community, like if you don't necessarily feel better in any of the communities and you don't want to make videos, you should probably go on Twitch. You should probably go on Twitch. Because Twitch is made for people who just want to stream. Because it's what it is. It's streams. And it's... If you're gonna be on YouTube and you want to try to grow off of streams, and that's the difference. People always say, and that's why I did not put it in there, people are always saying, oh, it's harder to grow on Twitch than on YouTube, or it's harder to grow on YouTube than on Twitch. No. It's harder to grow on YouTube as a streamer if you're just a streamer. It is harder to grow on Twitch as a content creator if you only do streams. So it depends on what you want. If you want to just stream and you don't feel like doing content, like videos on the side, which you should, but Some people do grow by just streaming, and that's okay. Do what's good for you. You should probably stick with Twitch because you are not gonna grow as a streamer on YouTube. I mean, again, nuance, it can happen. But usually, unless you have some sort of presence from being a corporate, from having connections with other people, you are not gonna grow on YouTube just by streaming. Unless, again, you are a corpo or you have connections with bigger people who send people over your way. Because YouTube is primarily video-based. And you want to play the game of picking a path for, like, doing videos and then streams and bringing the video viewers to your streams, and that works great. If you don't do that, and you're, let's say plainly, you're just a random person on the internet doing just streams, you're gonna have a much harder time than on Twitch. Because on Twitch, people are looking for streams. On YouTube, there's less people looking for streams. Just catching up on that, but it's still pretty different compared to Twitch's culture. I hope it stays different! I hope it freaking stays different! Oh my goodness, I hope it stays different! I love the YouTube culture because your Twitch VODs, Twitch is very focused on streams. You have to think your YouTube streams like videos. Because they're gonna be recommended as videos later down the line. Like, yes, they're VODs, and they'll be recommended to people who tend to watch streams and not to people who only watch videos. But you have to do the packaging and the general content like it's a video. And I personally love that, and that's why I'm on YouTube. But if you don't feel like doing that and you just feel like chilling out and streaming and not doing thumbnails and shit, you should probably go on Twitch. Because if you want to grow, you're gonna have to do like the whole package thing. Having a thumbnail on Twitch is kind of cool. It sets you apart from the people who don't. But it's not a necessity. It's not a necessity. Having a good thumbnail on YouTube is absolutely a necessity and numero uno thing that's gonna have people click on your stuff. Let's see if I have other points to talk about in here. So we talked about multi-streaming already, so I'm not really gonna go back on it too much. Just that, yeah, YouTube is a content creation platform, and if you do videos, they're gonna get more views than your streams for the same content. I've told you guys about it, and we're gonna get on it about that when I talk about the YouTube algorithm. I'll explain why that's the case. Because, again, I hate using the word algorithm. Like, it's the proper word, but also it robotizes it. It makes it sound like it's a robot making or breaking your channel when it's not the case at all. So yeah. Basically, again, very vibe thing. This is just like I'm trying to let you guys see the screen. This is my own like my own general what's the word for it? Assessment of the two. And YouTube viewer business is a lot more riffraff and people who just don't understand how to properly act online, which can make it difficult to handle for someone new to stream. And I kind of disagree. I've had way more troublemakers on Twitch than YouTube. YouTube streams, I have way less modding to do, because I mean, you guys are here too now, but there's way less people to like pay attention to than Twitch TM. Because this is my opinion and may not be factual and is not meant as a jab as anyone who is more of a Twitch viewer, but I feel like the Twitch viewer community tends to be more younger people. On VTuber side, actually, at least, I mean, on the VTuber side, more like, because on the streamer side, I'm actually maybe still younger people, and it has an edgier culture, if you will. It has an edgier culture. You get a lot of weirdos on YouTube too. But you don't have, like, I don't think I've noticed hate raids the same way as they exist on Twitch at all. And bot raiding either. And you get awkward people, but they're easier to deal with than the viewer base on Twitch that is smelly, you know? Was it the ages thing? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like when I see, I'm gonna like, okay, let's see, cause I can see the age of people watching. I know who you are. I know who you are. I can have a general estimate. So if you wanna know, my audience, there's no minor in my audience. The majority is between 20-25 and then 25-35 and then over 35. So there's like 55% of you that are over 20 and under 25. And there's like over 40% who are over 25. If I go on the Twitch TM from my previous thing, please do note that's just me though. But I'm pretty sure that if I go, oh wait, no, it's not gonna show me performance. I haven't streamed in 6 freaking months. What if I go back a whole bunch? What if I go back a whole bunch? Let's say this month. Can I see? Discovery? I don't remember how Twitch works. That's freaking tragic. That is freaking tragic, my dudes. I don't remember how it works. Okay. Oh, I can only see new viewers. Anyways, okay, I can't see my Twitch stuff because it's too old, I guess. Which is stupid! It's dumb! But... oh, wait, maybe there's more? More, no, if you wouldn't try it. Okay, can I... is there no way... oh, wait. Let me have got it. I lied. I don't got it. I don't got it. Research? No, it's not research. It's not research. It's not research. How do I see? Anyway, okay. I don't have the statistics, but I guess it's also a vibe thing and it'll depend a lot on the channels. But the general consensus I've had amongst my streamer YouTube friends is that YouTube is much chiller in terms of chat being nasty. Like, don't get me wrong, I do get nasty stuff. But I for sure got more nasty stuff on Twitch. At the same, like, size. Right? The reason why you may be seeing that less, still, Bear, is because if you mod on Twitch, you probably mod for people who have more viewership on Twitch than people you mod for on YouTube. Because as we said, there's less people watching streamers on YouTube. So it might just also be like in terms of like quantity of people who find the stream. Wait, no, that makes no sense. No, that would be the other way around. I was talking about Twitch, so no. That makes no sense. I have no idea. I have no idea, but the consensus I've heard around, like, friends who do VTubing on YouTube, at least. I don't know about other streamers, but VTubing on YouTube is that YouTube chat chiller tends to be a bit more chill. I know who you are. I know who you are. But yeah! So that's for Twitch versus YouTube. On what you should pick. We're not really putting them against each other. It's more like what you should pick. I don't know. I have no minors in them chat around here. But I've run into a lot of like minors on Twitch that I had to ban regularly. And it was fucking painful. I guess it may just depend on streamers. Now we get into the meat of it. The moment you've all been waiting for. Let me change the topic here. Hi, Ami. How you doing? YouTube algorithm in quotation mark. Okay, I want to start with the most important part. Thanks for stream. Thanks for being here. Have a good work. You see this word? Do you see this word? Do you see it? Do you see it? Well, I want you to stop seeing it. Forget about this freaking word. Forget about the algorithm word. You know what the algorithm is? You know what hacking the algorithm is? All the algorithm does is sending your videos and streams to people who may be interested in the subject or who have been interested in your videos in the past. That's all it does. It does also check for your interaction, because if there's interaction, it means it's interesting to people. You do not need to hack the algorithm. You do not... Listen and repeat after me. You do not need to hack the algorithm. 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 There is no breaking the algorithm, whatever. Whatever. The algorithm is not looking at your thumbnail. You know when people say you need to have a good thumbnail, you need to have a good title. You don't need to have a good title or thumbnail for the algorithm, okay? The algorithm is not gonna look at your thumbnail and go, oh, that thumbnail looks like shit. I'm not gonna recommend the video, okay? It's not gonna do that. It's not gonna look at your thumbnail and go, oh, this is a shit thumbnail. I'm not gonna show it to people, okay? What the difference here is, what you should care about is people. Now I want you to stop freaking thinking about the algorithm and start thinking about how people work. And now it makes more sense. What you want is not for the algorithm to like you. What you want is for people to like you. And I'm so sorry, I know it's gonna be so hard for some of you because it's already really hard to do in real life, but you're gonna have to do it. So how do you get people to be interested in your stream? Because that's the thing. You want people to like you and to be interested in what you do. So you have to think like a viewer. You have to think like someone who's watching YouTube. So two things make people click. Aside from subject, of course, that the algorithm will actually take care of that for you. That's why consistency is really good, because the algorithm works like knowing that you've done a video on Pokemon in the past. He's gonna recommend your next video to people who've seen Pokemon, right? So that's why the algorithm works how it does. The important part is how people work, right? So that means if we take back consistency is not important for the algorithm. I mean, YouTube can break your kneecaps a little bit, but consistency is mostly important for the people. Because let's imagine you're a little guy. It's you, you're a little guy, and you're watching. I want to take Pokemon because I love Pokemon. You're watching someone play Pokemon. But then the next day, it's the first time you're watching them. And then the next day, D+1, you're watching them again, or at least no, you're not watching them, but on your YouTube feed, you see the same person, but they've posted a video about making fries. Are you gonna watch the video? You've watched them once. And I'm in the freaking way. Let me make myself smaller. You've watched them once. And you've watched them initially because you liked Pokemon. And next day they're making freaking fries. Are you gonna be interested? Again, first time you watch them. Unless they have like a shining personality and you really hit it up for like 5 hours. Are you really gonna watch them? No. No, you're not. Stop lying. Stop lying. Most people are not gonna do that, at least. Hence why consistency is important. You should not make it so that you stay stuck in a niche either, because otherwise you get really fricked if you want to get out of that. But that's also why you need to like put out content that's consistent in terms of subjects still. Because people who started watching you for something and barely know you yet, they're not gonna care if you put out something that's completely unrelated to their interests. I am the viewer and I have done that because that's what I was probably seeking at that moment. Exactly! Exactly, thank you, Sane. You need to like remember you've probably done it in the past, and I've done it in the past. Where it's like, oh no, currently I feel like watching shiny hunting. This person got a video out on a completely different game I don't care about. Like, I don't know, Warhammer? Okay, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm only gonna watch the Pokemon videos. And if they have a backlog of videos that are on the same subject, I'll go watch that if I'm interested in their content. So that's why it's okay to have multiple subjects as long as you have some sort of consistency, because people will go and watch your backlog of videos. So having a good backlog of videos is really nice, because people will also go on your channel. If the video was good enough, they'll go on your channel to see if there's more. That's what I mean by consistency. That's why, again, stop thinking about the algorithm, think about the people. Consistency is not important for the algorithm, it's important for the people. And it's the same thing with posting regularly. People say, and again, okay, this, I'm gonna say, is a theory and an opinion. It is not factual. So what I'm about to say here is maybe not factual, but I do think that the reason why people think YouTube breaks your kneecap for not being consistent is not just the algorithm. It's also the people. Especially on streams. Because, again, streams already get less pushed in than videos in the algorithm. Because, again... Okay, no, I'll come back on that later. But, anyway, if you're someone who's watching videos after your evening, like when you get back home from work, you're always gonna be watching them at that hour. So if streams suddenly change, like if you watch the streamer that streamed at 6 p.m. and they suddenly stream at a totally different hour, you're probably not gonna be able to watch them. That's the first thing. Second thing, there's this big thing, oh my god, I use the word thing a lot, I'm so sorry. There's this big trend of, well, trends. The content creation sphere has changed a lot over the years, and there's a really massive push of like different trends, and trends stay trendier way less than they used to. And so maybe you did a video on a subject that in the past maybe that could have been watched for a month, but now the subject is past and people are not interested in it anymore. There's that. But also, even when you watch a person, I've had, like, as a person, there are channels where I watch them for a while and then my interest wanes and I go watch something else. And that is made even bigger if the person is not consistent in when they post. Because if they're not consistent in when they post, I'm gonna watch all of their backlog and I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't know when I'm gonna get another video, and I'm gonna go watch something else. And I may not come back to them because they're not consistent. So there might be both the algorithm and the people working in there, if that makes sense. So that's why you want some kind of consistency. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect, but some kind of consistency is really good. So that's the first thing, consistency, right? Consistency. Now, the second important part, the package, the gift package. Got the joke because it's Christmas. Yeah. That's two things. That's your thumbnail. Oh, we're gonna draw a little guy. It's a little guy. And that's your title. Now, your thumbnail is much more important than your title. You can get away with having a meh title if you have a good thumbnail. But for a maximum effect, you want both of them to be good. Now, what is a good thumbnail? What is a good title? It's an intriguing one. Don't get me wrong. Pretty thumbnails are cool. You'll see thumbnails that are real pretty, and I have some of those. Oh, it's time to whip out, here. It's time to, we're gonna get out of my little window here, and we're gonna get something else for you guys. Where is it? Let me get here for a second. Let me get here for a second. Hi, I'm in the bottom here. While I try to set up to show you guys YouTube. I'm gonna show you guys YouTube. I'm gonna take my YouTube channel. Where is it? YouTube. Here, give me a second. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab it. I grabbed it. I have grabbed it. I have grabbed the YouTube channel. Here. Here. Okay. I just see AkuNEET click. That is part of thumbnail though. That is part of branding. Let me get on my channel and then we can talk about it. Okay. Do know, I'm gonna take myself as an example because I have some great thumbnails and I have some really shit thumbnails. The streaming thumbnails hard. And then maybe I'll yeet out my second channel and show you guys. Boom. I'm not showing analytics. You'll see view channel stats and IQ. That's vidIQ. It's a great tool. Great tool. vidIQ is an amazing tool, by the way. My favorite part of design school. Yeah. We're gonna talk mostly about videos on this because we're talking about YouTube and that means videos. I think streaming you can get away with more on your thumbnail. It's good to have a good thumbnail on streaming, but it's less doable. So let's talk about it, shall we? Let's have a little talk about it. Let me just get my notes for a second. Okay. So, how do I go about this? So, thumbnail is important because it's the first thing people see. And you see here, I have some pretty thumbnails, but they're not necessarily clickable. On streams, it's much harder to like this thumbnail here is kind of like really pretty. It did do good, clearly. But it's not super clickable. Same for this one. They did good because they're like current, they're like loved games, but it's not super freaking clickable. I'd argue with that because they're clickable. Same for like this one. I mean, this one may be intriguing because if people don't know me, they're gonna ask themselves who the frick is that? And like it looks pretty. So this one may be a little bit more clickable. But these are pretty but not necessarily clickable. For streams it's okay because like if you play a game for 100 different times and you're doing like a playthrough of a game, you're gonna have a hard time coming up with like funny haha thumbnails that are intriguing all of the time. Just because you can't keep doing the same thumbnail, and since you're doing a blind playthrough usually, you're not gonna know what's happening in the game, you know? So unless it's a one-off stream on like a game that you'll only play one time, or like it's a, I don't know, Nuzlocke or something, it's really hard to make a thumbnail that's like interesting because you don't know what's gonna be in the stream yet. Because when you make a video, thumbnail is the first step you do, because when you make a video, you already know what's gonna be in the video when you make your thumbnail. And the thumbnail needs to be the first thing you do, so you know what to put in the video as well. So they're extremely linked and extremely planned. When you do a stream, you can't really do that, so I think it's okay if you can't, like, do it. However, when you can do it, try to do it. So these are examples of, like, they're really pretty to look at, but they're not necessarily clickable. A pretty thumbnail is not always the way to go. Sometimes an ugly thumbnail is much better. An ugly and unprofessional thumbnail is much better than a really pretty, designed pretty, and like nice to look at thumbnail. Because if your ugly thumbnail is more interesting and intriguing than the pretty one, it's gonna get clicked on more, right? And ugly thumbnails can be extremely intriguing. One of the thumbnails that did that good here is this one. The title also helped. Intriguing, right? It's like, because this, you get a general gist of it. The HoNeET Club one, not very clickable. Yeah, the goal is to make it stand out. The goal is to make your thumbnail stand out and to have branding. So you'll notice I tend to use always the same fonts, always the same logos. I changed the fonts I used recently because I didn't like the one I was using. But you'll notice I tend to use the same font. I tend to use the same logos. One thing that a lot of people do as a mistake, and actually it's here. I don't necessarily need to put the logo on certain stuff. I do anyway because it makes the thumbnail pretty, and I know the thumbnail isn't intriguing. So I go for pretty instead of intriguing when I know I can't make it intriguing because I don't know what's gonna happen in the stream. Like if I don't know the stream enough. But that Shiba to be a thumbnail is actually like a good example of like making it somewhat intriguing. I could have probably gotten better about this. There were other ways. But it's like, what the frick is this? It's different. You do not necessarily need a logo on your thumbnail, and a lot of the time the logo might take unnecessary place and make it less intriguing. Because like, let's say I'm playing Sonic. If I put Sonic in the thumbnail, that's enough to tell you the video is about Sonic. I don't need to put this, like, Sonic. You know? I don't need to put text saying Sonic something. Because Sonic is in the thumbnail. You know it's gonna be about Sonic already. So you don't need to double it by adding text. For example, I feel like that spend time with your lonely virtual emoto stream, I could have actually not put the big bro ... because using text is kind of not always the best plan. You don't necessarily want to use text. You don't necessarily always want to use text. Use it as little as you can, as a matter of fact. Because you have text right under your thumbnail. You don't want to take space for nothing. If you have some really good text to put in your thumbnail, you can do so. But if you don't, and you're just adding text because that's what other people do, just don't put it. You want to stand out, and in this era we have a lot of people who like do really catchy, like, text everywhere, red arrows everywhere kind of thumbnails, and since everyone is doing it, it's not standing out anymore. It looks clickbaity nowadays, and you really want to avoid that. So it's important to really think about your thumbnails. Another good example of a thumbnail I have is a commission I did for someone. So I do take thumbnail commissions for videos. I can do them for streams as well, but as I said, making a thumbnail for a stream is also harder just because you don't have the context. But this right here is a client's commission. a thumbnail I did for a client. And it's a video about learning Japanese in 24 hours. And it evokes, so the important things about it, I don't know how, they weren't fully sure about how they were gonna, like, title the video yet, so I had to zoom with it. I knew I had, like, a bit of the script and everything. This is not my art, by the way, it's their VTuber model, but... So... The way I went about this is I knew they were doing Japanese in 24 hours, and in the script they have a hard time, like, remembering some of the stuff. So, I think this says, I need to remember, Nihongo jozu. No. Wait, no, I think it says studying Japanese or something. In Japanese, right? And they look mortified because it's gonna be really hard in 24 hours, and they do have a hard time in the video. And it conveys emotion. So a good thumbnail is intriguing and conveys an emotion. Either the emotion of the video or an emotion to you. When it's intriguing, you're like, what the fuck? When it conveys an emotion, it might make you angry, might make you sad, might make you confused. It's important for a video to tell a story and to convey an emotion, and the thumbnail is already the first vector of that. There's also this tip that your thumbnail can match the first few frames of your videos because it reassures that the video is, like, the thumbnail is, like, coherent with the video, but it's not fully necessary if you can't do it. So yeah, I think that's a good example of thumbnail. Drawn thumbnails are also kind of really nice if you can afford them. Either you draw them or you commission them. Those are honestly not the best examples, because those are made to look pretty and not intriguing, because again, I did not know what was gonna happen in the game. I don't think... Okay, this one is a really good one. This one is a really good one, the stuck in a car ride with Hiramoto, because intriguing. As you can see, it did perform better. It did perform better than some of my other streams at the time. So, you know, proof right there. It did perform better because it's a better thumbnail. It's a better thumbnail. We're looking at the streams because I don't really have videos, right? But, trying to think of other examples to show you guys. But you get what I mean. So you need a thumbnail that like, you have a general idea of what the video / stream is gonna be about, but it's still vague and weird enough that it makes you click. And it's better to have an ugly, interesting thumbnail than a really pretty thumbnail. That's what the very important thing for thumbnails. You gotta think about what makes people click. And is it just pretty thumbnails? No, pretty thumbnails won't necessarily make people click. They need to be intriguing as well. Like, if you're doing a stream and you don't know what's gonna happen, it's really hard to do something intriguing unless you already have, like, some ideas. And if you're doing, like, a long-term stream, let's say I'm playing Yakuza right now, so I may be able to do 1 or 2 funny haha thumbnails that may be interesting to people, and I have a few ideas in mind. But you're not gonna be able to do that for all of them, so it's okay to, like, try and get away with it with pretty thumbnails. But when you can, try to go for weird and question mark, what the frick is that kind of vibes, because that tends to make people click more. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and that goes for both thumbnail and titles, honesty and being genuine. It's okay to have a little bit of clickbaity stuff in there if it's not really clickbaity and it's actually real. You can play up things a little bit, but it should not be entirely false and fake info. So this Euro Truck Simulator, I do not have a driving license and it shows me crashing a truck. Yeah, I'm playing a game where I'm gonna crash truck and I indeed do not have my driving license. I'm not lying, but it's played up, you know, it's like the story here is, oh, I'm driving a truck even though I don't have my driving license, and it's real. But the way I put it in there is a little bit clickbaity, right? So yeah. You want a little bit of clickbait because yeah, people need to click on your stuff. But you don't want to be not genuine. And attention, this is gonna be an opinion and not necessarily a fact. However, I have noticed more and more videos about this recently in the YouTube general sphere. You guys know there's been probably a shift in content where in the past we had a lot of like calm let's plays, not overly edited, and then we got a boom of super edited stuff, and now people, I am pretty sure, are starting to get tired of it. People are starting to get really tired of, I think, that is my opinion, but like, some people at least are starting to get really tired of that really clickbaity kind of stuff. Clickbaity to, like, fake excited. Because there are some people that are excited and that have a lot of things going on in their stream or in their videos, but it works for them because you can tell it's genuine. I'm gonna mention a name here because it's only a compliment. And they don't have like a clickbaity style at all, but they are like on that more overexcited kind of deal. Yomi is a great example of having some more exciting editing, more energetic editing and streams where it feels natural because it is who she is as a person. But you have this massive amount of people who are not really like that and who play it up way too much, and it's clearly not natural, and it's clearly made to retain people in with like tips you'll get on YouTube or whatever. And people, I think people are starting to get tired of that specifically. We're going, like, what I've seen in terms of like the content that gets more and more views by the day is the content that is more genuine. Video essays that are longer and less edited. You know, some people are going back into Let's Play stuff. Not a lot, but some people are. So we're back to more genuine content. So keep that in mind for your thumbnails as well. You don't need to be all clickbaity all over the place, bright colors, bright neons everywhere. It's not needed, and it may not make you stand out because there's so many people doing it already, and it's over. I think again, going back to my opinion, I think people are less and less likely to want that as time passes. So that's for that part. Second important thing in your thumbnails is branding. I'm not always perfect on that, but as I said, using similar fonts, similar colors. If you're a YouTuber video person, or if you're a streamer, it's the same thing. You want either something that people can say immediately it's you. So if you're a VTuber, it's of course gonna be your VTuber model or art of your model on the thumbnail. If you're another YouTuber, it can be a style, like, and you don't want to put your face. If you're not like a face person, a face cam person on videos or streams, you can have like a specific style of thumbnails. You know, like I'm thinking, what's a good example? There's a really good example if I can find it. There's a really incredible example for that. Here. I'm gonna put it on screen. It's, yes, this person has, wow, no, I don't want to play it, I don't want to play it, I don't want to play it, I don't want to play it. I just want your name. I just want your name so I can show it. Because again, this is a good example. Shh. It's gonna sound weird. Okay. Oops. No, don't go by history. Here. I'm gonna try to search it. Try to search it up. Shush you! And they're actually a face person. So they just decided not to, but it works. Here. Shut up, don't say anything. Okay. Really good branding. Incredible branding. When they come up in my YouTube feed, I immediately know it's them. They have incredible branding. So it's always one character of the manga. So they talk about horror manga and manhwas and stuff like that. And usually it's like kind of obscure stuff. They put a character in the middle, and then some panels from the manga on the sides, and a color. Usually pinkish, greenish, you know, horrorish colors. And it works incredibly well. And it's really recognizable. It's super simple, but it's incredibly recognizable. So here you go. That's an extremely good example of branding. Extremely good example of branding. Yes. And they also make really good content, so I recommend it. If we're going on my videos, this one is a bit of an outlier, but you can see I always also use the same exact kind of font and placement. So it's, again, super easily recognizable. It has my face on it, super easily, like, visible that it's me. So that's also part of branding. Ohaku! Ohaku! Ohaku, Vans! That's what I mean by branding. You want something where people can easily tell it's you. Drawn thumbnails can also help with that a lot, because usually if you're a person who does, like, thumbnails that are drawn, either you're gonna draw them yourself, or you're gonna tend to go towards the same artist all of the time. And if that's the case, you will tend to have a specific art style all of the time. You know what I mean? The art style of your thumbnail will tend to stay the same, so it will be recognizable because of the art style. So that's why drawing thumbnails are kind of great too. I want to do more of these. Honestly, I want to do more drone thumbnails by myself, but I need to find the time to do them. So yeah. So that's another good option. That's for thumbnails. You really want a thumbnail that is coherent, that like people can easily recognize it's you, that is clickbaity but not too much, right? It makes people want to click on it. And thumbnail is your main thing. It's what people are gonna see first. Right after thumbnail is title. You can get away with having a normal title. But if you can have both, it's great, because if people are unsure about your thumbnail, they'll look at the title to confirm their choice of watching the video. So they'll look at the thumbnail and they're maybe not as intrigued as they'd like to be to click on it. Then they look at the title, and that may cement their decision to click or not on your video or on your stream. So you do want your title to be appropriate. Please, I'm begging, stop with the clickbaity title of, oh my god, I did this thing and this happened and the exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. It sucks. It sucks. Now, I'm gonna show you an incredibly good example. If you recognize okay. Any resemblance with a streamer you know is completely fortuitous. Oh my goodness, who is this person? These four are great titles. These four are great titles. Actually no, the fourth one is kind of bad. The fourth one is, I played the most bizarre Minecraft map, and that's too clickbaity. That is too clickbaity. The other ones are descriptive, or either descriptive or intriguing enough that they complete the thumbnail. OMG, she said what? Yeah, she said what? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Oh my goodness! I hate those. But maybe that's just an opinion. It kind of works for some people, but as I said, I feel like the industry is moving away from that. And I feel like you can probably do better than that, right? The Nintendo is weird one is like, I think that one is good because it has the clickbait thing, but the vibe of the video makes it okay because yeah, Nintendo is weird. And we talk about why Nintendo is weird. So yeah. That's what I mean by title that's interesting. It's okay to have a more descriptive title if you feel like you can't come up with a title that's intriguing enough. She's not speaking. She will never speak ever again. Anyway. This stream's thumbnail is really good as well. Don't know about the title, but the thumbnail is kind of good. Yeah. That's for thumbnails. Stop saying you miss her freaking streams! Stop saying you miss her freaking streams. I'm gonna be sad. I'm looking at my tips to see if I had anything else. Oh yeah, another good one. Another good example of a thumbnail, actually. And title. It works really well. This one, for some reason, really performed good. I think it's because the thumbnail is intriguing if you don't know the game 5 dates. And the title as well. That was completely fortuitous because I forgot that the title was not really well known. I think this is a great thumbnail, actually, when I look at it. This is an amazing thumbnail. There's the fade too, but there's also like just white font text and the title. Stop saying it's because of the feet! Stop fucking saying it's because of the feet. This one is pretty, but not that great. This one is very descriptive, so I think it's not too bad. This one is really good. I think this one is really good. This right here. This right here is really good. This was my Yabe tier list. My Yabe tier list. This one again, very pretty, but less intriguing. This one is really good as well. This is really good. This is what I mean by you don't need to use a... I did it because it looked prettier on these. It felt a bit empty without the logo, but this one, I didn't know where to put the logo, and I was like, frick it, I'm not gonna put the logo in. And you do not need the logo to be able to tell that this is Monster Hunter. Literally, you don't even need to put the game title in the title. And that's the other thing. You don't, if the game is in the thumbnail, and it's in the tags, and like it's clear that it's about that game, you don't necessarily need to have it in the title. You don't Thank you for the blue pissy thing. Blue piss. I love watching myself, thank you. I'm incredibly egotistical. Thank you so much, Hash. Thank you so much for the blue pea thing. I don't know, it helps for people like me that don't know what game. If it's a stream, it's gonna be in the game category. If it's a video, it's gonna be in the game category as well. That's the trick. And it's also gonna be in the video. You're probably gonna mention it in the video. If I knew the Supa would result in singing. Don't take it away, I love money hats. So, that's the thing. If you don't know the game, it doesn't matter if the game title is in the title or thumbnail, because you're not gonna click on that solely because of the game. So if anything, it makes it more intriguing because you're gonna watch the video to know the title. And second, by putting the title in, you may lose some of the flair you could put in the title or thumbnail. So it's not always good to put it in. Especially if you're playing like either a really big title that people know. You don't necessarily need to put it in unless you think it's gonna make it more searchable for one reason or the other. And if it's a really like unknown game, I wouldn't necessarily put the game title in the title. Maybe in the thumbnail, but maybe not in the title, because it's not searchable anyway. Because it's a tiny thing. So I would maybe put it in the thumbnail, because the people who know the game may click solely because of the thumbnail. But
That's a good question, Kobe. I don't know, but you know, on an unrelated note, did you ever find your dad?
did you ever find your dad, Lasers? Thank you for being a cultist for 5 months! 5 whole months of being a cultist. How did that go for you? Yeah, did you ever find your dad? So yeah, I think see, you immediately know this is Monster Hunter. I don't even need to. And the title is funny. I think the title is funny. I like that one. I don't think it's the best, honestly, but I like that one. This one is kind of bad. It did do well, but it's kind of bad. Actually, a stream that did good only because of the title is this one. Only this one did good because of the title, I'm pretty sure, and not because of the thumbnail, because the thumbnail is kind of shit, but the title, Pokemon Starter, was heavily searchable. So probably people searching, right? We could actually go look at stats, but I can't do that. Actually, I think this one is great. Not the title. The title is meh. But I think that thumbnail is great. I love that thumbnail. I love that thumbnail. This, I have no idea what it performed okay. In terms of thumbnails and titles, I think it's completely unlinked to thumbnail and title. I think it's solely because of Sonic Forces. So, outliers. You'll always have outliers, you know. This one is pretty nice. So yeah! That's on thumbnails and titles. And that's the most important part. That's the most important part. I'm trying to see if there's other examples. Hi, Jaeger! How you doing? How you doing? So that's her, like, purely package. Let's stop with the thing. Or is the other one? Alright. So if I go back here, if I go back to her little shimma. Now that we've talked about thumbnail and stuff, the other thing is we've talked about how YouTube is more of a content creation place and not just a stream place. If you're just starting out, you kind of want to pick. You don't want to put too many eggs in too many different baskets at the starts in terms of like different content. Platforms is okay, but in terms of like different contents, you want to be smart. So when you make a stream, it's really good to reuse that stream to make another type of content. It can be highlights, can be shorts. Highlights are not necessarily the greatest thing. I think it's better if you're more transformative about it. So on YouTube specifically, you want to like maybe treat your stream as a video and as a future video or clip. For example, if you're doing like a Pokemon Nuzlocke on stream, instead of just doing highlights of the stream, you might want to turn it into a story, like narrate it and show examples by using stream clips. But that's a whole can of worms that is a bit more complicated that we're not gonna get into today. When it comes to like picking what you want to do, I say pick 2 things on YouTube to start and then maybe do more, because you don't want to do like, you don't want to exhaust yourself doing too many things. So you have multiple choices: either shorts video, doing shorts and videos, either doing shorts and streams, videos and streams. Which one am I missing? Wait, shorts and videos, shorts and streams, videos and streams. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's how it's written! That's how it's written! That's how it's written. I'm doing good, thank you, Yager! I'm doing good. I'm doing better. I was sick yesterday and I was sick this morning, but now I'm doing better. My throat was really fucked, but I'm probably not gonna stream till... Yeah. Pick a niche if you can to get an early following. Don't do what I did. Yeah. Yeah, don't pick a niche. As we've said earlier, picking a niche is good for consistency as well. I'm not big though on the niche thing if it does not make you happy. So make sure to pick something that's either wide enough or Something you know you love enough to do for like multiple years. You gotta think to yourself, am I okay with doing this exact content for like 1 year, for example? If the answer is no, pick something else or broaden your niche. Or partially do it. Have consistency. So for example, I have ASMR and Pokemon, but I don't always do... Okay, Pokemon does not really count because it's just a hyperfixation that comes and goes. But I talk about it quite often. ASMR is like, you have it at least like 1 week out of 2, maybe 1 week out of 3, but you have it regularly, you have videos. You know it's gonna be there. You can branch off eventually and diversify your content, but that is the words. I freaking hate YouTube advice because YouTube advice videos because they have set that in the brain of people so hardcore, and I think it's fucking stupid. And actually, even vidIQ came out, and the vidIQ channel came out and said picking a niche is freaking stupid. It's actually, it's stupid. Like, you need some kind of consistency, but you do not need to do only one niche because channels that are living off only one niche are dying off right now. If your niche is very specific, at least. Very specific. That's why I'm like, a broader range. They were explaining, especially if we're talking games, which is the case for most streamers. If you're a game person, you should not. Unless your game is a staple that will never die. Pokemon is a good example. Pokemon is very wide. You do not want to pick a game as a niche. You do not want to pick a game as a single niche. That sucks. That's stupid. That's not a good decision. That's a bad TM decision. Pick a genre, maybe. Pick a genre. So gacha games, retro games, you know? Pick a genre over a game. And a genre you're okay with doing. Because I do not think you should pick a niche over picking your mental health. And if you... A lot of content creators are not necessarily neurotypicals. Hi, it's me, I'm the problem. I could not stick with a single genre of games. It is impossible for me. I will cry myself to sleep and not ever want to stream again. I have tried. I have tried to do it with a genre of stream of games that I love, and I ended up getting burnout. So, do not force yourself to pick a niche if you don't feel like it. Because I think picking a niche is fucking stupid. And I think you should do what makes you happy. Because if you're not happy with your content, what the fuck is the purpose? Why are you doing content in the first place? Right? If you're not happy with what you're doing, why are you doing it? If you're only doing it to grow and you're not actually enjoying it, why are you doing it? Why are you even here? Why are you even here if you're not enjoying it at all? Right? So... I think it's important to have consistency, but you don't have to only do that niche. You want to work on having a good balance. And yeah, you may not explode in growth because you are not on a single niche. But growth explosion isn't always best. You don't want to be a one-night phenomenon and then die out when people get less interested in the game. I'm taking my meds now. The pink devil anime girl is telling me how to make bangers. You're welcome. Hatch's niche is monster girls, and that will never die off. And Hatch loves monster girls, so that's a great niche for them. Pokemon would have been a great niche for me, but at the same time, I would have probably started hating it if I had to do only that. So that's why I gave up on the name Poke-Aku, but that's also why you'll keep seeing Pokemon from me, because I love Pokemon and I may keep doing it. But as a very unproud ADHDer, I also have like my phases where right now I'm like, oh my god, I want to do Minecraft so badly, and then in 2 weeks I'll probably like, oh, I want to do Pokemon, and you know, that's just how I work. Just be smart about your decisions. I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all. If you can manage to have a niche, it's great. If you don't stress out too much about it. Don't stress out too much about it. Thank you for subscribing! Gomena, sorry! Gomena, oopsie. average VTuber Zoomer, go get yourself eaten by an elephant. Go get yourself, thank you, 21 Air Fox subscribe. Sumima, sorry. Sumima Gomen. Dizumasen. Definitely don't do things with whimsy and spur of the moment. Understand you should do things certain ways to appease algos. People, you will not appease the algo by doing anything. Again, the algo does not give a shit if you're not doing the same thing. That's why I'm really saying the algorithm does not care if you're doing Sonic and then Pokemon and Sonic and then Pokemon. Because the algo is not gonna say, I'm not gonna recommend your video because now you're suddenly doing Sonic. They're not gonna be recommending it because they are going to be recommending it to a first pool of people. So usually what they do is they'll recommend it to a first pool, and if that works with that pool, they'll recommend it more. If your pool of people that they pick is used to you having Pokemon stuff, and the algorithm knows that usually people watch you for Pokemon stuff, they're gonna send it to people who watch Pokemon stuff. And to the people who've watched your videos and watch Pokemon stuff. If you suddenly do Sonic, the algorithm is still gonna send it to these people because it's the people that usually watch your stuff or that have been interested in your past videos. And since they're probably not interested in Sonic because they want to watch Pokemon, that's an example, right? It may not always be the case, but that's an example. It's not gonna work out with them. They're not gonna click. They're not gonna watch the whole thing. And so the algorithm is not gonna recommend your video more because it's gonna be like, oh. No, it's not working. Over time, it will learn to recommend it to the proper people. But you'll lose the base thing. The video can still pop off, like, after, when it finds its viewer base. Like, the algorithm will learn over time where it needs to, like, send it. But it will be confused if you keep changing, because it's taking what people have liked in the past to recommend it now. So it's not so much that the algorithm is mad at you for changing subject. It's more that the people are not interested because the algorithm is sending it to people who were interested in your previous content, maybe not the new one. If that makes sense. Algo hate. I'm trying to pat the algorithm a little bit on the head because the reason why I really want to like push this and really want to make people understand is because a lot of people are gonna blame everything on the algorithm when they just don't understand how people work, and they just don't try to think about it how people work. So, and also this is all for growth. If you're like me and you want to kind of grow, but also you don't rely on this to make money for a living, feel free to do whatever the frick you want. Feel free to do whatever the frick you want, my dude. Because spur of the moment, as they were saying, like, as Bear was saying, spur of the moment stuff is not gonna help your growth immediately, but might still a little bit in the future. Just, it will not, like, you'll grow faster if you have, like, consistent stuff. It doesn't mean you can't grow at all. And if you're not trying to grow for a living, and you're just trying to grow, like, for enjoyment, and because you want to be able to do more projects and stuff, and you don't care if it takes time, and you're here for the enjoyment, and the growth is just for, like, being able to do, like, other projects, in that case, do whatever. Do whatever, my dude. Take the advice that you feel you can apply to your stuff, and take that, and leave the rest behind, and that's completely okay. And that's what I'm doing. So that's why you'll see, I gave you guys some, like, knowledge I have that I don't necessarily apply. And the niche thing is a big one. Because I'm not trying to, like, exponentially grow or whatever. I'm just trying to be able to do more projects for you guys and have fun with you guys. And I want to respect my own mental health, which goes in the gutter really fast because the name Menheraku is here for a reason. So, yeah, I may attract more people. Okay. Infinity Nikki was a spur of the moment but strategical choice. It was not just a spur of the moment thing. Because I knew Infinity Nikki was a hot topic, so it was okay to stream it spur of the moment. It was absolutely a strategical choice. Had it been any other game that just came out that people were not talking about, I probably would not have done that. But I knew that it was a hot topic at the moment, so it was okay to stream it because it could still be an opportunity. Had it been a random ass game that just came out that no one cares about or knows, I may not have streamed it. I may have played it on my own. If I was like really excited and really wanted it to play on Sunday, I would probably just play it on my own, not necessarily streamed. I mean, I didn't do it for the viewership, but I don't do all of my spur of the moments thing, because otherwise you guys would have a lot of different things. Because the thing is, I get new ideas every day. So I've been sitting on a pile of ideas. I have this whole Discord server just for myself with different channels, and there's 3 of them dedicated to content ideas. I don't know why there's 3 of them. They just exist. And I put a shit ton of ideas in there, and 90% of them will never be done. Because there's spur of the moment things that I'm like noting down for later, and then I think about it and I'm like, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. It's not work. Or it shouldn't be done like right now. It should be done maybe in the future, or when I've done like other stuff first. Right now we're doing Yakuza, so it's kind of hard to fit in my schedule like Pokemon stuff, but I'd like to do more Pokemon stuff again. I've been craving Pokemon. I really wanted to record. Here is a perfect example of spur of the moment thing. I talked about it in the member chat. I asked people their opinion on doing an unboxing ASMR. Spur of the moment thing. I thought, oh, that could be fun, trying new things. I really want to do a Pokemon thing, and that's still ASMR. That's not the ASMR I usually do. Here, I did a heartbeat ASMR. I really wanted to do it because I love heartbeat stuff, and I know some people really like the heartbeat triggers. So I really wanted to do it. I knew it was different, and that was like a known choice. But if you go look at my videos, it's one of the ASMR that performed the least good in all of the ones I've done. Because it's completely different from the videos I usually do. Even though it's still ASMR. And after thinking about that unboxing thing, I'm like, I don't think I should do that as an ASMR. Right? Because it's like, it's completely different from the ASMR I usually do. Maybe at some point, I'll think about it again. But it's not urgent to do it right now. So I don't want to do it on the spur of the moment because I suddenly have the idea and want to do it immediately. That's a choice I made where I'm like, I'm not throwing the idea away, but I don't think it's the moment because my backlog of ASMR is not sufficient yet. I haven't done enough, like, videos, you know, for people to have a backlog of. And it would be a one-time thing, probably. For now, because I don't have the money to, like, buy these regularly. So, yeah, that's why I decided for now, no. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Or maybe the unboxing is gonna go on another channel that we've talked about. If you guys want to already follow them, yeah, so I can send you the channel, guys. Well, just saying. I was supposed to keep it a secret. It was supposed to be a freaking secret. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault that I'm talking about this. No, it's your fault. Shut up. It's your fault. There's still one secret one, so it's okay. There's still one secret. There's still one secret. There's still a secret, so it's fine. There's still one secret. Got it for all the YouTube stuff I can give. Maybe I sound a bit preachy on stuff, but it's because I'm incredibly passionate about studying these things. The flavor of neurodivergency for you. I have issues. I really like studying these things. That's a psychology major habit where, like, And that's why you also see me think a lot about how people act, is because it's a lot of psychology, and I really like that. And so I get very hyper fixated. Okay, I get incredibly hyper fixated. I get incredibly hyper fixated. But yeah, it's all about using, in general, in content creation, using your skills in a way that makes sense with your content. If we're talking about actual psychology, for example, would I ever do some teaching psychology stream? No, not really. Even this stream is kind of out of habit. I don't consider myself a good teacher. This one is just because I've seen a lot of people saying they're really hesitant on YouTube and I want to help out. But otherwise, I'm not big on teaching. However, I have done hypnosis in my classes. I have learned how to like do the real thing, not the stage one, right? By stage, I don't necessarily mean it's fake. I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. But I have learned how to do like the proper therapy hypnotism. I am putting that in practice in the ASMR, and I can fuse that and use my knowledge in a way that makes sense with what I do. So think about that. Think about your own skills and how you can have them work in your content. Have them work in your content in a cohesive way. Anyway! Okay, that's about all I had for today. There's a shit ton more stuff to talk about. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There's so many more things I could have talked about. But we are approaching midnight, and I am tired. And I've talked about all the stuff I had, like, really, like, all the stuff I really wanted to hammer in. That's really a lot. Maybe more people can, like, give you more info. I need to eat. I hope it was informational at the least. And that it answered most of your questions at the best. And yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of your time zone. And should we raid someone? Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid today? If you haven't yet, by the way, don't forget to like the stream. Subscribe as well. It does help out a lot. If you've enjoyed your time, you have no obligation. If you didn't enjoy your time, you really don't have to. Oh my goodness, the bot works. That is freaking crazy. That is incredibly freaking crazy. Let's try a new person. Try a new person. Fool me. I want to have them ready on my thing. Have them ready on my thing. Okay. They're playing Final Fantasy IX, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty poggers, pretty poggio. Let's do that. It does work. That is so crazy. Thank you so much for showing up. Yeah. If you enjoyed the stream, subscribe, like, all of that. Join the Discord. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna have to try to. But I'm gonna try to have another community night soon. Either at the end of December, like next week, or at the start of January. Probably at the start of January. I kinda wanna watch some movies with you guys. I know for a fact as soon as it's coming out, we're watching the Minecraft movie. I kinda wanna watch the Ghost Stories dub version because it's freaking stupid. So maybe we could do that. Ghost Stories dub version sounds like a great community night. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. So yeah! Thank you! Thank you for coming. Sorry, Hoya, you're arriving right at the end! Sorry for the people who are arriving right at the end! I'm so sorry! I hope you guys can watch the VOD if you were looking for advice. And yeah! Thank you, Gettle. Thank you. I have really nice handlebars. They're like a motorcycle. Vroom, vroom. The fuck am I saying? It's really late and I'm sick. Okay. Oh you're right. It is going to need a trigger warning. I just remembered. Oh my goodness. Yeah, trigger warning for Ghost Stories dub. It's stupid and very incredibly stupid. But sometimes it's a little bit offending. Okay. So, I'm gonna do the thing before we raid. So, you guys know the usual message is NEET raid. And as usual, when we start the stream, we say, let's Tuttle, which is the little guy I have here. It's Tuttle. We say, let's Tuttle. Bye bye, Tuttle. Thank you for your good job, Tuttle. Today, even though I did all of the work, Tuttle. I did all of the work, Tuttle. You did do nothing today. But it's okay. We're gonna say, let's Tuttle. I'm gonna say, let's Tuttle. You say, let's Tuttle back. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sim hour? Question mark? Yeah, I think it's at 9 p.m. Friday's a little bit early because I'm gonna be home in the afternoon, so I can start the stream early. And we'll play more Yakuza. So tomorrow we're doing Yakuza 0 and Friday as well. And the week after that, we're probably gonna not just do Yakuza 0. Promise. I've just been really enjoying the game. I'm really excited to play more. But thank you so much for being here. Are you ready?